Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of money.
See, it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end.
Right.
It's them young ones that coming.
Yes.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by your...
Welcome to the Gossip Channel. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We're growing with you and because of you. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit that milestone, a special prize will be waiting for you. Stay tuned. And now, let's get into the topic. Katt Williams just went in on Shannon Sharpe after ESPN dropped him. And trust me, there's zero sympathy in his tone. Katt's out here saying it's hard to feel bad for Shannon when, after all that wisdom he was preaching, he still fell for the oldest trap in the game. In case you missed it, PN cut him loose right after he quietly settled a jaw-dropping $50 million lawsuit with OnlyFans model Gabriela Zuniga. The wild part? Katt literally tried to school Shannon on this before it all blew up. Sitting face-to-face on Club Shehi, Katt straight up warned him that messing with certain women could land him in deep trouble. And he even said, "I think white women are as great as any other women, but still, be careful." Then Monique chimed in with her own blunt advice, telling him, "You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you." But Shannon, he brushed it all off. And now he's jobless, embarrassed, scrambling, and slapped with a fat settlement while his name gets dragged all over the headlines. And to make it even worse, ESPN officially cut him loose. And let's be honest, no serious network is rushing to hire a guy whose biggest headline is tied to an SA lawsuit settlement. Katt Williams is now out here basically saying, "Told you so." Sources close to him claim Katt's got zero sympathy because Unc had it all and threw it away over bad choices. One insider even spilled that Katt didn't warn Shannon about certain women for nothing. He already knew Shannon was tangled up with that young OnlyFans model long before the lawsuit hit. Katt saw the setup coming a mile away. Sure, he made it sound like he was talking about the Jonathan Majors situation, but behind the scenes, that warning was aimed squarely at Shannon. And that just proves it. Katt might crack jokes, but he's never lied. Still, Shannon didn't want to hear it. The craziest part? Shannon actually agreed to hand over millions to that OnlyFans model, thinking a fat settlement would protect his job and make the scandal disappear. But ESPN still yanked the cord and sent him packing. And that model? Oh, she made her own headline the very next day, quitting OnlyFans just 24 hours after the settlement went public. Gabriela hopped on Instagram and wrote, "Today, I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me for the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined." She added, "I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter." So basically, Shannon just gave this girl an early retirement package. She's set for life. She locked in generational wealth off a 50-year-old man chasing thrills. You can't make this up. And here's why folks aren't giving Shannon a break. It's not just that he got played. It's that this is the same man who once bragged he wouldn't spend more than $30,000 on his own daughter's wedding. Fans lit him up over that, especially after leaked texts showed he admitted the OnlyFans model was charging him $25,000 for each sheet. One person on X wrote, "It needed to happen to show just how much of a hypocrite Shannon is. He lost what little respect folks had left. He's out here willing to hand millions to an ex-worker, but his own daughter only gets $30,000 for her wedding." Another chimed in, "Shannon Sharpe's done a lot wrong, but finding out he was cheap on his daughter's wedding? That made me side-eye him hard. You paid more to that young white girl who saw you as a lick. How dumb is that?" And just when you think it couldn't get any messier, days after Shannon signed off on that massive payout to Gabriella, ESPN came swinging with the hammer, cutting all ties with him completely. And here's the kicker. ESPN didn't even bother dropping an official statement. People magazine reached out for a comment, but the network wanted nothing to do with talking about Shannon. As for Shannon himself, he finally broke his silence on July 30th during the Nightcap podcast. He claimed he was at peace with ESPN's decision, but also admitted he begged PN to hold off announcing his firing until after his older brother, Sterling Sharpe, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Shannon said he even apologized to his brother, knowing his scandal and ESPN's move would overshadow Sterling's once-in-a-lifetime moment. But ESPN and Disney, they didn't care one bit. They shut him down and ignored his request entirely. He opened up saying, "Well, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now. I won't be returning to ESPN. I found out earlier this week, and the only thing I really asked was, could we just wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I wanted that moment to be about him, about my family. I knew this news coming out would overshadow everything he's worked his whole life for." He continued. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. So earlier today, I told him how deeply sorry I was. I apologized over and over. And you know what he said? He told me, "Bro, stop apologizing." He said his brother told him, "You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm gonna love you regardless. We all make mistakes. Bro, I love you, so I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on." Shannon went on to say he really enjoyed his time at ESPN. It gave him the chance to connect with an audience that watched him grow over the years. They saw me with the Lakers in 5. They heard me drop all these funny analogies my grandparents gave me, and I got to bring that energy to ESPN, he shared. He added that he's grateful for the platform, but wished things had ended differently. At the end of the day, they did what they felt they needed to do. And I'm at peace with that. But I just wish this could have waited until Monday, Shannon said. I hate that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first 2 brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headlines are gonna be for the next few days. Bro, I know you told me I don't have to apologize, but I'm gonna do it one last time tonight, and after this, no more. I'm sorry I upstaged you like this. That was never my intent. He went on, "You've been my hero, my role model for as long as I can remember, and I apologize." Shannon then turned his attention to his supporters. And I thank all my fans for riding with me.
But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
White women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
At ESPN and everywhere else I've been, your support means the world to me. Whether it was Club Shishi, Nightcap, Undisputed, or ESPN, thank you all for rocking with me and showing love. And you know what makes this whole mess even wilder? Shannon was on the verge of locking in a massive $100 million deal before that lawsuit hit. He was deep in talks for a podcast package that would have rolled in all his Shishi media shows. Club Shishi, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. In fact, on April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella dropped her lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported Shannon was about to sign a deal worth over $100 million. Now, that deal's dead. He's out at ESPN, and he's basically blacklisted from anything under Disney's umbrella. That means ESPN, ABC, Hulu, and pretty much every major network that matters. And here's the real sting. Folks in the industry say Shannon's downfall is a prime example of how fast the game can flip on you. 1 week, you're on top, making power moves, and the next, you're out here watching every door slam shut. And the worst part, this wasn't some random bad luck. People close to him swear he walked himself right into this mess, ignoring every warning he was given. Now, instead of building his empire, he's busy trying to rebuild his reputation from scratch. Insiders claim Shannon underestimated how fast a scandal can snowball when you're tied to corporate giants like Disney. The moment that lawsuit went public, the money folks started backing away quick. No one wants their brand linked to a fresh PR disaster, especially not one that's already dominating headlines. One executive even told a reporter off the record, when a man's biggest trending moment is a lawsuit, he's too hot to touch. That's cold, but that's business. Social media hasn't been any kinder. Fans and critics are clowning him non-stop. Memes, side eyes, think pieces. It's everywhere. Some are calling him reckless. Others just call him foolish for the price tag. And in the middle of all this noise, Katt Williams keeps making it clear that he tried to stop this from happening. People are even replaying that Club She interview like it's a prophecy. And honestly, it's hard not to see it that way now. So here's the bottom line. Shannon Sharpe went from signing a potential $100 million deal to watching it all vanish in a matter of days. From ESPN to his media empire dreams, it's all on pause, maybe for good. But what do you think? Did Shannon get caught in a setup, or did he do this to himself? But I want to hear from you. Was Shannon's downfall all on him, or did ESPN pull the trigger too fast? And how do you feel about him dropping millions to settle with that OnlyFans model while keeping his own daughter on a strict wedding budget? Drop all your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping story we've got coming your way.